What's up, World Class Familia? We're back. It's a new year, and we're in sunny Southern California, and I'm here with a good friend of mine. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and talk about what we have behind us. So, my friend, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Skeezy from Our Noisy Neighbors Clothing Apparel. He has it on, I got it on. Yeah, we're gonna chat today.
We're gonna chat,
See how this goes.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Of course,
for
man.
inviting
It's
me
good
in.
to see you.
Yeah.
I think I want to start off real quickly, like even just how I heard about you. And the truth is,
How did you hear about me? Let's go there.
Yeah. So it started when I met you, right? When we were here in LA. I just moved here last year, and my cousin Ricky was in town. We were gonna shoot an event, and we pulled up to the pitch. Right. Ironically, a pitch like this, and the day before, it's funny. We had scouted the pitch. We had like lined everything up. We had our shots ready, and we were supposed to get the side of the field that you guys had. And when we pulled up, we actually were there early. Nobody was there, but we were eating breakfast. Right as we were about to wrap up, go to the field, the soccer team that you were shooting. Remember, they pulled up and took that side of the pitch. So you guys ended up taking the right side. We wanted the right side. So then we pulled up, and then but I don't think you had gotten there. So we pulled up, and then the coach set everything up. We're like, hey, we're like, dang it, because we wanted that corner. We literally had all the shots ready. Then, well, we talked to the coach, like, hey, do you mind if we get just this little corner? He's like, no, I think you should go on the other side. So then we're like, dang. So okay, we go to the other side. That's when our good friend Sky, shout out to Sky. She was like, oh, she pulled up and she was part of the shoot, and she was like, oh, I know these people, and oh, that photographer right there, he has his own clothing brand, he's a great photographer. I would love to introduce you. So yeah, so we went. You had, I want to say, like an Italian player shirt on. You didn't have a Ronaldo, maybe a Cristiano.
I can't remember what shirt I had on, but now I remember everything you said.
Yeah.
Yes, I was shooting for a friend of mine that she was training there.
Okay.
She had one of my shirts on as well, and then I saw Sky. Shout out to Sky. Yeah, I saw her, and then she introduced us.
She introduced us, and I was like, listen, dude, I would love to do some work. I was like, also sick shirt, like that's super shirt.
Yeah, like, now I remember.
And Sky's like, oh, that's his brand and stuff. Like, cool. So that's the first time I met you. I don't know what happens. I go home, I check IG, and then like we followed each other. So I'm just like checking your page. I see ONN. I'm like, whoa, bro, like. Your stuff is sick. Listen, I'm not just saying that because you're on here. The print is good. The quality of the shirt, it's like that heavy quality, right? We're going to get into a little bit of that. I'm going to pick your brain there. But, yeah, man. And then I was like, okay, he's a big Ronaldo guy. He's probably a Madrid fan. All right. He's got some base.
Hold on. Hold on, real talk. You caught on that when you were looking at it?
100%.
All right, bet. No. We're going to get into it, but
we're going to get into it. We're
Awesome. Keep going.
Yeah, so then, but you had a bunch of, like, throwback stuff to, when Italy won the World Cup, right? You had some, you didn't have Zlatan stuff just yet, right? It was about to come, but you had a lot of, like, throwback stuff. I was like, all right, R9 stuff. I remember seeing that. A Neymar shirt. So, and then also, like, I like some of your shirt concepts. Like, you got a like Champions League trophy one that I remember, right? I remember that. You had some Mexico stuff. You have the MLS buffet. I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm genuinely, I creep, bro. I creep. I scroll, and then so I was like, all right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. And then,
like, honestly, I know we don't know each other about it, but this is the first time fully hearing you. That's why I'm letting you talk. I want to hear the full authentic experience.
100%.
And I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Get your flowers, man.
I appreciate it.
Receive your flowers, because I was like, you know, I've always said this, man. I love small business. I love people that start their business. I love community, you know. And so when I see a brand that's like footy, you know, you had a lot of Mexico stuff. Shout out. That's where we can vibe. Like, right. That's where we can vibe. Like, shout out Mexico. But then, yeah, man. So then I hit you up. I was like, I wanted the Mexico shirt. You were getting ready to release what looked like a shirt, but it's the jersey. Yeah. And then that's what set it off. I was like, hey, like let me buy a shirt. Second, let's do some work. And then that's how I kind
of just kicked off.
It kicked off. Exactly.
Our friendship, you could say. Also.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah. I think I told you this when we kept chatting up and meeting up. You know, I respect people like you that come up to me and talk to me about the brand and actually genuinely give me any kind of feedback, because that actually just opens up myself to like talk about it more and see where I can progress, fix, and do whatnot. You know what I mean? So I appreciate those people. And don't get me wrong, there's always going to be people like, oh no, this is cool, like da-da-da. Like, all right, you're not really telling me much, but
And you're not buying product, right?
even if you're buying it or not, but you're not really telling me much. It's more so like, yeah, okay, because I get a lot of people like, yeah, it's dope, but did you buy it? It's like, I don't know what to tell you, you know. But I'm just saying, like, I do appreciate this
Yeah, of course,
from people,
man.
even not just you, just, you know, how we mentioned Sky and people like
Yeah.
that they're around the same community. It's like, you know, I do appreciate true, authentic feedback.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I
course,
mean? So-
man. Of course. No, man, and I've always been, not to be funny, but like I can't keep my like compliments to myself. Like if I see something, I'm literally like one of like, hey man, nice shoes.
Yeah.
People are like, what the heck?
I
Like,
got it.
Let me also give you some more flowers. So right after that, I bought the shirt, but I was like, hey man, me and my cousin, we have our like media thing going on. We're world class, and like we want to get some shirts done. Do you mind if like we sit down and like for some coffee and just sit down? And that's when like we really sat down, after, not just like, you know, IG or texting, and then we sat down and, dude, you broke down like the weight of your clothes, which again, I'm gonna get to that in like a second, but like the material, how you print and stuff like that. So, dude, like we sat at the coffee shop. I think we were like, yo, let's just coffee for like 30, 45 minutes. I think we sat for like two and a half hours, something like
Maybe,
that.
right? I
We
think
sat
it
for
felt
a
like that.
while, bro.
No, we, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know we're gonna get to it, but this is part of the conversation that's gonna be later on when you ask questions. Like, I get people that always say, let's do this, let's do that, and the fact, again, I respect the ones that actually forego what they want to go do, to go meet up, to sit down, and I'm gonna give them my time and give you my every detail that goes into what I do, and you know, that's how I can respect the whole conversation as much as possible, you know, and that's what I appreciated about you, because like, again, I can get people, yeah, let's go do this and let's go do that. I'm like, all right, months go by and it's like a year goes by, it's like,
Yeah, what's
all
up,
right,
friend?
dude, like,
Yeah.
and then you see them again and it's like, what's up?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You don't want to be like, hey, so what happened? It's more so like, I mean, it is what it is, you know. But again, I do appreciate that, bro.
Of course,
like, honestly.
man, of course. Let me. Nah, pleasure. So, enough about when we met and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about ONN. What is ONN? Let's talk about the brand. Let's talk about how you got started. So, take the floor.
Where should I start, honestly? The short, quick version, because I'm gonna get to all of it. If you understand the name Our Noisy Neighbors, then you kind of understand what maybe it came from. It came from Sir Alex Ferguson's mouth, because he was speaking on
Deep cut.
Man City. I don't know if you know that he has his documentary. I was watching it.
I don't think
I can't remember when it came out, but I remember I was watching it before I started the brand. Maybe it was leading on to the brand. Like, I didn't have it in my head yet, but I was watching his documentary, and I remember he kept saying that. But prior to that, one of my brothers, Man United fan. So those words were in my head somehow. But when I saw the documentary, it just kind of like clicked. It kind of be like, okay, there's a reason why these words are picking up in my head. So when he said The Noisy Neighbors, I was like, oh, cool. He's talking about Man City. It's a rivalry. It's about football. Like, it's a meaning. Like, I get it, okay. After watching the documentary, it's just like The Noisy Neighbors. I don't know. And it just kind of, honestly, like, I kept saying it out loud through a couple of hours, the night, and then the next morning, like, I woke up and was like, I don't know. I just felt like saying Our Noisy Neighbors, and that just clicked with me. You know what I mean? Like, it keeps going, but that part where it originated was where it most likely it came from what he said, for me changing it to Our Noisy Neighbors. And then once I did that, I just had it in my head the whole time. I'm like, this means something, you know. And I've had friends, mainly in the female side of professional soccer players, that I noticed that they were from Tustin, LA, Compton, and I'm like, yo, they're close to me. They're like neighbors, and they're making noise.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is like kind of fitting all in.
Yeah.
Where it originated, and it kind of like what I see the people that I know that are around me doing stuff in the game. You know what I mean? So that kind of like just kept snowballing into like, all right, what am I gonna do, right? So I had the name, I had the vision. That I had that part, but in the mix of it going the same time, I was working for an ex friend of mine. I was designing for his brand, and at that time, he had more resources to build a business from a brand. You know, I knew this guy for a while. Fast forward to how it kind of like molded in. We went to what's called a trade show called Agenda in Vegas, where all the streetwear brands just kind of show up and get vendors to come through and be like, hey, put our brand in your store. So I did one of those with him when I designed his brand. We did well, cool. Fast forward to the second show, which was I think in February, or it was probably the following year. I forget how it was, but it was the second show of that year. After the first show, I just noticed like I was helping them and seeing I was shooting photos around too, and I'm like, damn, like this is cool. This is like my first time actually being on the other side, not just a consumer walking around. I was like, oh, this is what we're doing, okay. And then I asked the question, I was like, yo, so you guys basically, when I got here, it's like, you guys have your own brand and your showroom, right? He's like, yeah. All right, so mainly you put brands in stores. He's like, yeah. All right, bet. I think I need to do my own brand. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I mean, the business that you have works. It's like basically you put a brand and you put it in there. So we'll partner up, do what we got to do, agreements in there, whatnot. But I want to do my brand. He's like, all right, what did you try and do? And this conversation was actually in Miami because he took me in Miami to help out someone else for their brand with marketing, photography, X, Y, and Z, right? So we just sat in the room. I was like, bro, I got it. I want to do like a soccer niche brand first. The idea was soccer, but they were trying to implement other sports, which I wasn't opposed to. It's just I told him, like, look, the reason why I think it will work soccer first because I'm coming from soccer. I'm coming from that community. I grew up watching it. My brother's a coach. At that time, my younger brother was playing. Like, I was in somewhat of the community realm of like, oh, I know more soccer than I know the other sports. Meaning, like, I know that person. I can probably put it on them, as opposed to like asking 10 to 20 people from basketball or football pro. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a different community. You're already tapped in, essentially. You're
right.
Already tapped in.
So once that went down, cool. We agreed it. Fast forward, did well. We go to that show. Mind you, I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have a website. I didn't have nothing but the samples that we have on like now. I had the samples. I think I made about 12 to 18 samples total. We took it to the show. In the first 2 days, from my recall, I think we made about, from what I was told, I think we made about 35 to 40,000 in pre-sales, pre-orders, right? But again, that was
that's O&N, real quickly. No,
that's O&N alone. But again, my understanding when I looked at that, I'll get into a little bit more. It was cool, but I understand they had a system and they already had loyal customers.
They had a base. So
they had a base, and I was like, cool. But I saw it finally in real time. Going into more details, it sounds great, but that 40,000 goes into mainly the brand. Like, we'll get into more details but what that is that money goes mainly to production and legwork and all the nuances and little details that build that brand to sell and be in the stores. I didn't make 40,000. So when people get confused, I did not make 40,000.
Yeah.
He didn't make 40,000. The brand alone.
That was the revenue, but
right.
then it's gross versus net,
right? Right.
Agreed. Like, so, you made something, but then you got to take away the expenses, everything that lit up.
So that is the main start of how O&N started, pretty much. That's how it kind of flourished into that, from the original name and stuff, into actually putting it out there. And that's where it kind of went for within almost a year. But that's where it started.
Wow. So then from the trade show, so okay, you guys sold this. You guys got, like you said, you grossed versus net, but you made something. You also you realized, pun intended, I'm about to say, you made some noise, right?
Sure.
So now you know, okay, like I got a product, I sold like a decent amount of quantity of units, right? What's next after that?
So after that, what I realized and stuff is that I was able to do my main part of what I was I'm not saying I'm the brand, but what I learned from designing someone else's brand to mine is like they have their vision, and if they're on it, cool. But if they're not, there's so much I can do. When I have my brand, it's like it just hits. It hits. It's like I know what I want to do. I know how I want to put it out. I don't have to ask anybody for anything. Like the thing that helped me here was the resources. Right? Cool. Now I took advantage of that, meaning I ran with it knowing how to sell it online. like I did my research, my trial and errors and whatnot, and from that point on, once it was getting to the stores, all right, cool. Now I got to get ready to put it a website, Instagram, and all that. Which in the middle of that, I was getting ready for that. I want to say this show was probably in August because I remember I was getting close to December and January when I was like telling myself, I'm finally going to show the Instagram. I'm finally going to show the marketing of everything I want to do. So once I started that, I'm not saying it's easy. I was just able to build that side. What they were able to do is put in department stores. What I was able to do, at least for that start point, was build it online.
Create the marketing,
basically just build it online. That was what I did right after all the stuff that happened at the show and whatnot. But yeah, that was the next step. After that, we did a show, did well again into that year. I don't know if you guys remember. I gotta fast forward a little bit.
This is what year, by the way? Real quick. Let's say
what year was it when the fires happened?
Last year? 2035?
Because it was in January, right?
Yeah, in January.
So, right before that, in 24?
24. That's when you did the shows, though, the expo.
So 23 was when it originated with the first show.
Okay, with the first show.
With no Instagram, no website.
Yeah.
But again, it was going into 24.
24.
And that's when I started the visual of like, hey, this is a thing. It's on
you're
Instagram.
Like doing the media,
it's on website. It's on this. So from that,
you're shooting things. You're doing samples.
Exactly.
You're like writing things down.
Yeah. So I had a full on workload to go into that year, and that was the full, I guess, start of the year that it came from the show, right? So. Because I think of 23 as like, oh, it started and it got the push. 24 was like, okay, they're helping me with departments, but now I'm on the full-on legwork to understand both worlds, online and wholesale. So once that went into that year, we were getting ready closer I think I already had one collection down. I was about to do season 2.
Okay, actually, let me stop you right there real quick. So, the way you do it, because this is something we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
You do it in seasons, right?
Sure.
Are you really? Go ahead. Or it became that.
I'll explain it, but if that's the main question,
yeah, that's the question. Yeah.
How do I do it?
So, because that's how you start. So, because you drop, ever so often. In your drops, you see it as like a seasonal drop, or?
So the reason why it's season, again, everything comes into play that deals with our noisy neighbors, the athletic sports. It's a season, right? You're in season.
Exactly.
There's collections. So what I distinguished from both brands that I was designing that ex-friend's brand to my brand, I was like, all right, you keep collection, the word collection, and I'll keep it seasons. It doesn't necessarily have to be actually the season, but as it grew into what it's now, I kind of do that. But there's parts now. So for example, if I did season 1, that was kind of for the most of the year. Season 2 would be the following summer or whatever not.
Okay.
So now I was able to divide it as I grew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can either look at it that way, but I mainly do it off of. I kind of follow the Europe season when they start in August and end in May.
Okay.
So that's kind of like how I do it now. But you know how the first half of your season, that might be the first drop, which is drop 1, and then drop 2 is the second half. But I can also even just divide in 4s if I want to.
I guess.
But that's how I kind of, again, I want to be able to grasp what the average footballer would think, like, oh, August is coming up, La Liga starting, the Premier League is starting. So it's like I try to follow at least that, where the drops go at the same time when the season starts.
And it plays into the footy community again. Right. The season, it's all under the umbrella. Okay, so ONN, the name, how it started. Where are you at now? Like, where do you also get your inspiration? Because one thing you do really well is like you do the heads, right? You do the players like on your head. I gotta get my Rafa Marquez out, but I finally got the Rafa Marquez shirt, which, oh man, I love it. What is your inspiration like? I know you're also a footy guy, right? You're also a Madrid fan, but you do a little bit of everything. You do throwbacks, you do modern, I love what you did with football, or you said soccer and then it's crossed out and then football, right?
Yeah.
So what's the inspiration between each other?
I mean, I'll probably give my age out right now how I say this, but it all starts. I first fell in love with soccer because that's how I first saw the sport in '94, that World Cup when it was here, right, the U.S. So they'll probably give you my age somewhat. And I just remember the experiences to watch the game and how we actually had to go out of our way to watch the game. It wasn't as free as it was, how it is now, as it was back then. I just remember that sport alone and that World Cup alone kind of like took a lot from Kobe Jones to Jorge Campos to, I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. Like, I love the sport. So like being able to remember those times and bringing that essence and that what's the word, nostalgia into my styles took a big part. That's the soccer inspiration. Yes. Right? Because I've been doing designs and brands for quite some time. It's just that this brand alone has a niche, which is soccer, and it has taken a little bit of a better, quicker motion, or however you want to call it. It kind of took off a little bit better than other brands I've helped with or done.
Okay.
But that's one of the main inspirations was the '94 World Cup. Growing up liking Jorge Campos, other players just like him in that era. But that's where that's where it comes from.
Yeah. So why don't we do this? Why don't we look at some of your merch? All right. So I actually want to take the time to look at some of this stuff because when we didn't get into what I wanted to get specifically focused on was the material, right? The material and the design. So what's the difference between your brand and some of the other brands?
In my strong opinion, me from other brands, my item's a lot more heavier, which is a more ounce, higher GSM. Basically, it's more, you can say more premium and heavier, because I have seen other brands similar to mine. I know I'm not the only one out there. But I've noticed that they have a lighter side on the shirts. Mine, again, is a little bit more premium, heavier, from my point of view.
Yeah. Okay. And let's just pick out some of these. So, let's pull out this. This is a new season, right?
Yeah.
World Cup. So we got the 2026 World Cup around the corner. One thing I noticed, like, talking about nostalgia earlier, right? Nostalgia. This with the design, with the, like, cut up, almost like faded look. That's nostalgia in a nutshell, no?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, in '94, obviously they had those kind of retro-ish type shirts, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's nothing new. It's not too original. It's something that I picked up that I liked and I enjoyed, right? But I wanted to do it in my way some way, right? So I was able to grab the nostalgia and to fit it into what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. You said ages, so you keep saying '94. I was born in '93, so.
There you go.
Okay, here's a banger, right? A Luis Figo and a Cristiano Portugal, no? Portugal.
Yeah.
What are we seeing here? What's the inspiration?
So again, going back to what I do and what I grab, I'm grabbing moments from one of my favorite players, right? Cristiano Ronaldo. This was his first World Cup, which was one of his first goals. And that was a moment in time, right? So I like to, if you haven't seen my collection or not, I like to capture moments as well. Like, again, there's other brands out there and I love them and respect them. They have more of a graphics of like 10 different players. I want to grab a moment so you can understand that's an experience that I've had that maybe others have been like, that's nostalgia. I remember that. I want to wear that. So that's how I go about my designs. You know, for the most part, it's memorable moments that I like to just, remember and capture and put on the shirt.
You know what this says to me too? Because I agree with you, and I think a lot of you are close to. This is like the passing of the torch, right?
As well.
You got Figo with the 7, with the 17,
right.
And what Cristiano is gonna become. Classic.
There you go, and that makes me feel like I'm doing some type of thing to make you at least think about your clothing, bro. Like you're like, oh shit, like the way you just said that, you're like, gives you an attachment to it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that makes me feel some type of way. I might actually buy that. That's how I see it. So that's cool that you said that.
Exactly. And look, we're gonna talk about this as well. But I'm a Barca fan, but I still think Cristiano is a phenomenal player. Oof. Okay. Let's talk about the boy. Sheesh. What's the inspiration to, like, I love that you also go from all different countries. Like, you got Japan, you got Portugal, you got Mexico, I know Colombia.
So
this is our boy Honda, no?
no. Nakata.
Nakata. Damn,
So-
we're gonna cut that
No,
out.
no, don't trip, bro. No, it is what it is. But that's funny you said that because, so the way I do these shirts, the one with the faces, right?
Yeah.
Again, there's other shirts out there that has similarities. I'm putting a meaning to. He actually quoted that. Every shirt that you see that has a player, they quote it. I'm quoting them. So there's a meaning to what they're saying, and in the moment in time. And I believe this was around 2006 World Cup, and that was one of his prime years, right?
South
and
Korea, Japan.
when he's in Japan, right?
He's in Japan.
So he was one of my favorite players growing up too. He played for Parma, Roma, and he was doing great. And then just like again, bringing back that nostalgia, those type of players that I know there's some out there that be like, oh, I remember this dude.
Yeah.
But again, what I like to put in the mix, other than cool graphics, is like I really want to put the meaning of what they said in their time playing football.
Love it, bro. Oof. All right, let's get into this jersey one right here. I didn't hear because you're Mexican, right?
Yes.
So, are you a Chivas fan?
So I'm kind of glad you brought it up, but this is not out yet. This is in the mix because again, just running the brand, running the clothing brand, talking to manufacturers, going back and forth. This is probably sample number 3 that I finally got that I wanted it to be this way.
Sick.
If you can tell, yes, it represents Chivas. I am Mexican, but I'm doing this more so because my dad's a Chivas fan and he's the one that brought soccer into my world.
Yeah.
So it's more so.
Pay respects to the
It's more of a deeper
Pops.
meaning for me to do something like this because as much as I'm an Atlas fan, you know what I mean, I want to still respect and give tribute to some way of my pops, and again, I had a Chivas shirt on when I was little. He put shirts on us, so like,
of course.
but as I grew up, I was like, you know what, I'm an Atlas fan, sorry, but I wanted to do something that represents that, and obviously with the branding and whatnot, and hopefully I can get the manufacturer to finally get what I need
Yeah.
to put it out, but we'll get there.
And look, I love it. Like the little details. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm big on little details. ONN, right? Oficial. You got the ONN. You got the our noisy neighbor on the crest.
Like idol ONN.
I don't.
Yep.
For the sponsors,
Yeah.
number 7 and okay.
Yo, seven is just my favorite number because
Oh, is it?
just because
Oh,
Cristiano.
okay.
I'll be real with you, just
Okay,
Cristiano 2
no,
and 7.
no. Respect. I'm not mad at you. All right, let's pick out. Maybe we got Dino. We got Cristiano. We're gonna talk too much about Cristiano right now. Shout out to Cristiano still though. All right, let's go with. This is one of my favorite players, and actually, I got this shirt, but I love it. Shout out to Mexico. No, this is a beautiful shirt. I had to get this one. The Zlatan, bro. The Zlatan. Again, when you're capturing moments, capturing players, are you a big Zlatan fan, or is it sometimes just respect and homage to these players, or what do we
It's
think?
both. Being a fan and whatnot, and paying homage to them again, and going off of what they say and their quotes and what they do in their moments, and putting it all together. But yeah, I haven't done everyone.
Yeah, of course.
But that's why there's so many. That's why there's still so many. That I'm picking the ones that I at least grew up watching for the most part. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's all other similar brands, and respect to all of them and what they do and how they do their stuff. But I'm actually doing this gradually through what I was able to grow up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, hey, just do that and just do this and just no. Like, there's more meaning to all the stuff that I always do. Like I said, from the jersey, from this shirt to this.
Yeah.
Like, it starts off with at least I feel I've watched and what I actually know.
Yeah. Zlatan, just is one of my favorite strikers of all time. Like you said, I came like a king, left like a legend. Oof. Bars. Alright, let's wrap up over here because we have the ONN Classic.
You got
Black and gray.
your heavy sets that are basic logos.
Literally, like
the logo on heavy
heavy.
set. Like I said, my stuff is premium and heavy.
Primo.
That's why if you see the price of what it is, that's what it is.
Actually, pricing, that's sometimes people, and we've talked about this, I will pay for quality, right? And quality is going to last. This material, as long as don't dry, I always say, like, when you wash, don't dry these things, but you're taking care of it, it'll last for years. So, price, like, things are a little bit on the I say more on the luxury end of expense, right? And it's again more so to do with the quality of the material, heaviness, right? Durability, all that good stuff.
I wouldn't call it luxury. I would call it more so fine premium. That's my wording. It's not even. I don't think that exists.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, I've bought clothes, I've worn clothes, I've seen actual high luxury streetwear from Off-White, Fear of God, Essentials. Like they got some prices up there, right? I'm just going off what I believe fits what I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll be real with you too. There's people that are like, oh, I like it, but it's too high. You got to start somewhere as a business.
Yeah.
And it's not always going to be for everyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you like you said, if you really like something, you feel the quality, you're gonna buy it.
Yeah.
And what I learned so far is that there's no issue with, in my opinion, there's no issue with my pricing.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, again, not everyone buys everything, right? Even if they like it, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people back then like, I like your stuff, but did you buy it?
Yeah.
Again, I can't do anything besides show you the best quality as much as possible and market it in a way that would probably get you to get it. But I know there's a whole world around it because this sport's a global phenom, right?
It's a global
So what I'm
sport.
saying is, like, if I'm in the starting part of my brand, like it'll get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if the ones come along and they say what they say, it is what it is. Like, cool, you have your opinion, great. Just keep it moving, man. Like, I'm not. What do you want me to give it to you for less? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You know?
you're right. You gotta know your worth, right?
sure.
All right. Let's wrap up with the Mexico and Canada. Ooh. Dude, not gonna lie, you know I'm Mexican too and I love Mexico, but low-key, Canada is kind of crazy, bro. Alright, quickly, who do you got for the World Cup? I mean, shout out to our teams, we wish them the best, but
I mean,
quick predictions?
you already know what I'm gonna say.
Portugal?
Like this is my last belief of it possibly happening.
Touche.
It's like this
They
is
got a
it.
squad too.
They have a squad, but again, anything can happen, and we'll see how. I'm just gonna stick to them, bro. But
Yeah.
if you gave me a soccer tactical question, more so like people are saying Spain, France, possibly Argentina again.
Yeah.
I don't see. People are saying England. I still don't see them to be like.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's something that Portugal can do.
Yeah.
I think finally or get to. But again, it's a matter of watching and see how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the game, right?
Agreed. Hey, the game's gonna play out. If you guys are interested, you guys gotta check out ONN, Our Noisy Neighbor. Please shout out the IG page and where they can find you on media. And bro, thank you so much for letting us talk. And
Basic at Our Noisy Neighbors, and the website is at ournoisyneighbors.us. That's pretty much it. And same thing, similar to TikTok. Those are the main two I really just go off on.
okay, bet.
But yeah, dude.
Well, we got one more thing to finish up, so let's take a quick intermission and mic up our boy.
Let's go.
So for our final session with our boy Oscar.
Oh, he's ready.
I'm so ready. Sorry guys, I've been behind the camera making sure everything's recorded during the whole interview process. So, but yeah, Carlos, go ahead and continue what you're about to say.
Yeah, we just want to have a friendly conversation. Look, I think as friends, it's good to have good banter, good conversation, sometimes some good debate, right?
Sure.
So we just want to talk Barca Madrid, right? Since that was the big topic of inspiration and everything. By the way, as of today, what are we, March 2nd? Real Madrid just lost to Getafe. So,
Yeah.
Hey, but don't get it wrong. Don't get twisted. Like it's a close season right now. I think it's 2-3 points off of each other now. So it's still an entertaining season. I'm excited to what happens. I'm actually honestly ready for the Clásico now because if it's gonna be tight all the way to that game, it's gonna be entertaining.
We have a tough game tomorrow, right? We're talking right now.
Yeah,
tomorrow we
the
gotta play
other
Atletico.
Madrid team. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. But like Carlos said, let's go ahead and talk a
talk about it.
little
Let's
bit
talk
about
about
Barca Madrid because you mentioned earlier that you are a Madrid fan.
Yes.
You guys clearly see I'm a Barca fan. Carlos, he's a Barca fan.
Even though I'm not a fan, I made merch for you guys. Thank you for your money. That's all I'm saying. I can make what do they call it? Hold on. What do they call it? Like hate watching? I'll make a hate merch. Hate merch. There it is. Pay me.
Yeah, this is why a guy want to start. All right.
Like you're paying a Madrid fan right now.
Yeah.
You just know that, right? Let's get that one out the way.
Let me get.
Mike dropped us. We just Mike dropped us at the start.
That's one
Okay,
point.
Barca can be the noisy neighbors today.
Hey, listen, you gotta support your friends even when they're like make bad decisions. And
Sure,
not, you know,
why not?
So, but let's do this. Let's set some parameters. Let's talk about Barca, Madrid, like more like 2010s, right? Like, because I think we go further than that. I think we're gonna get, you know.
I mean, like, I think test us. Like, we can, like, you test us then. Like, you can test us too if you have any questions too, because the bond knowledge is there.
I'm gonna just start it this way. You guys are not the best club in the world. You guys can't ever be the best club in the world.
Why is that?
Because you guys, let me put it this way. No one ever talks about this besides when I talk with my brothers, and if they're gonna watch this, they're gonna say some shit as well. And my younger brother brought this up because I didn't even know this about Madrid at some point until he brought it up. I looked into it. Did you guys know that Madrid had like a 30-plus year drought, not winning one Champions League or even going to a Champions League? 30 years.
Up until 2010,
Did
right?
you know that?
Up until 2010?
I know that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me teach you something.
Okay.
You guys, hold on. Before that, we had like 5 or X amount, right?
Yeah.
You guys had 30 years to try to catch up to us. The world had 30 years to catch up to us.
I mean, you
Hold on.
guys had 30 years.
years.
You guys had 30 years to win a Champions League trophy.
Yeah, but what I'm
happened?
saying, is that we're still literally the best club in the world.
Based on
Based on what, though?
Champions League.
The whole history of the club of football, from not like you can go different titles, but right now that specific thing that I'm saying that I just teached you on something,
Taught you.
whatever the fuck, is that again I didn't know that. Now that you know that, that has to go through your head. You guys couldn't get one in the 30 years.
Listen.
To catch it, like Milan has 7, right?
Well, let's talk about the ones you guys won, right? 'Cause
We did win too. Are you talking about between when was that drought up until 2010, right?
Right, the 2000s. There was the
2010, 2010. No, 2014 is when you guys ended your drought to win.
We didn't win one, but before
think
that
the
time, hold on,
Galacticos
before
won one.
2010, yeah, no, it wasn't fully Galacticos, but I remember Zidane won one, right?
He won
was
it in
an earlier.
2005, yeah. 2005,
So that's what I'm saying, like
yeah,
before
where he won
then,
to
there
score
was
that
a big
beautiful
ass
volley.
drought.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can correct me on the dates, but I'm just saying there was a drought. And what you guys never talk about is the drought. So what I'm saying to you guys is that in order to say that you're better than us or this and that is like the fact that we were in a drought. Not one team could catch up to. I think Nottingham Forest won one or random. Like we're like, wait, what?
You're talking about that like 50s, like 60s and all
We're
that.
talking about the club as a whole, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you wanted to start off at a specific year, cool. But even then, the last 12 years we have half of Champions League.
So, but
Yes or no?
You know what's funny? You
Yes
know
or
what's
no?
Funny? Oh yeah, yes. You guys have 5 the last 10 years.
Like the ratio of numbers alone is what I'm just trying to show you guys.
But you're just talking
But
Champions League.
exactly.
Yeah, you're just talking Champions
what's
League.
funny? Again,
Because we caught up in La
That's what I'm
Liga.
starting.
Wait, wait, wait.
Well, I'm starting
When
on
we
that.
talk
I'm
about-
starting on that.
Hold on.
But I'm starting on that.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because you're just talking about Champions League
Sure.
right now, and we didn't catch up on Champions League. That's fair. It's a whole Europe that we're talking about. But if we're talking about like catching up in Spain, because we're just talking Barca and Madrid, we caught up.
Exactly.
We just caught up
In what?
Correct.
in La Liga,
Matchups,
Copa del Rey,
games.
and then also and just matchups as well.
In matchups.
No, but I'm talking about trophies. I'm
Oh,
talking about
trophies.
trophies.
Oh,
We
and
trophies we
trophies.
caught up in La Liga and Copa del Rey.
I think we still have more league titles.
But we
think
caught up
we-
to the point where you guys were ahead of the game of La Liga title significantly, and then we caught up, and now we're.
But my argument that I started was we're considered the best club in the world, where most Barca fans say no and act like they are.
But
So that's why I was trying to
the
spit
argument
out.
wasn't who was.
No,
the
that's
best
how
player
I
in the
started.
world.
That's how I started it.
Yeah, that's how he
Barca versus
started.
Madrid. Okay, fair.
But again,
fair.
but
You said we
but
can never be the best club in
the
world.
conversation we're having is the dialogue of everything that comes with these two teams, these
Yeah.
two clubs,
Okay,
right?
so you said champions.
So what I'm saying is that when I hear these things and I learned about these things, it's like, okay, because there was a point in time where I liked Barca when they used to have Kelman, you know, like
No, you
I mean,
guys had
You had
Madrid,
Kelman.
Madrid, sorry, when
Yeah.
Madrid had, I remember my little club soccer team.
okay.
We had that jersey though, the Kelman, right?
Yeah.
So just what I'm saying is like throughout the years and looking back at it now, as I'm older and I can research and understand things, it's like, wait, hold on. I'm always gonna like. No one talks about the fact that there was a drought. for that.
But why is it when you talk to Madrid fans, and again, this is like such a social media thing. Like you guys always refer, what about the Champions League, right? What about the
Okay,
La
well, let me-
Ligas?
let
What
me-
about
okay,
Copa del Rey? What
well,
about head-to-head matches recently?
the argument that we have here, we're picking and choosing pretty much, right? But what is the highest? Because I know we're gonna go further, and we're gonna probably my brother might say, "Oh, look what you said here." What is the highest
Get it,
club?
boys.
What is the highest club tournament that everyone wants,
Champions
Sure, the
League.
Champions.
right? And then you have again, obviously, your league, right?
But can you agree that sometimes the better team doesn't always win the Champions League? It happens.
I mean, a win's a win to me.
Correct. for
Exactly,
Sure, but
win is
sometimes
a
the
win.
best teams don't go to the Champions League, and
I mean,
sometimes we get some.
like I look at things differently. If we're not even speaking on Madrid or Barca, like if I see a win, and at the end of the day they got the title, and half of the world said they weren't the better team, it's like that doesn't really matter at that point. They won the title, meaning the title showed you were the better team.
But if your title win is against like a Dortmund, and that year Dortmund wasn't even the top 5 best teams,
It's
sure,
a-
that's
but-
not your fault. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not your fault. You're right. The car stacked it, but that's not gonna say why you're the better club at the end of the day. Okay, look. We're gonna go back and forth, all right?
That's
We're gonna go
That was the whole point.
right,
Yeah.
right now. No. But I'm saying let's talk facts. Like Ricky
Go.
just says, in our head-to-head matches, that's what I want to talk about.
Sure,
We just
okay.
brought up to you guys. We're up there with trophies,
Sure.
right? Right now, you guys. So we went through a little messy left, and we had a little shenanigans that happened, right? You guys were up, right? You guys won another Champions League, and then right now, what happened last year? 2025 season.
You guys
We
won.
swept you guys.
Yeah.
And we didn't just sweep you guys. We whooped on you boys. After what happened? You guys got Mbappe, and you guys were like, remember prior to the start of the season, all the memes they were saying like, oh, they got a 16-year-old.
If we land Mbappe.
And then we had like Xavi go too, so then Hansi was gonna come in. It's like, oh, these boys aren't ready, Mbappe, and then we're gonna the Ferrari versus da 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 da. And then what happened last year? We whooped you boys in the games, and then we start off the season, and then I'm gonna give you what I said before we talked about the camera, right? Even though I'm a Barca fan, I give credit where credit's due, and I love the game and I love facts, right? You guys brought in a Real Madrid legend in Xavi Alonso, right? He was having a good season. He wins the first Clásico versus us, right? Which you guys hadn't done in obviously a while.
And barely.
And barely.
Barely won. Yeah.
And then he loses the second matchup, and then you guys sack the boy. Oh my gosh! And then what happens when you sack him? You lose to a second division Spanish team. That's a big club for you. That's the biggest club in the world.
Yeah, because here's why. And I tell my brothers this all the time. Madrid is not Barca. Barca is not Madrid. And I go through the whole spectrum of everything. Yes, there's been times where we've had amazing seasons and talk shit about you guys and so on and so on. That's the beauty of these two teams, right? They're always going to be the mecca of this sport of clubs from the Clásico. Like the world watches these two teams, right? Everyone.
That term was coined for
For the most part, everyone wants to strive to be on these two clubs, right? But the reason why I always go to a point of like why we're the best club in the world is because of the accolades and stuff. Yes, you guys may have caught up. That determines the details of numbers. You know, like I still think we have more leagues and whatnot. But yes, you may have more of this, more of that. But what I'm saying is like,
well, that's some fact checks on that.
yeah, no, I
no,
think we
yeah.
still have more leagues. We can double check. But what I'm saying is that the funny thing is like the moment you guys have a strive on a good season, it's like you guys come out of the woodworks of like, oh my God, we're just better than you guys. And it's like throughout the times, it's like, well, hold on. I'm asking what makes you guys better than us? What makes it like,
trophies, huh?
but again,
No, not only the trophies, how football could be surrounded by on one club. I think what Barca developed was a generation of football where we have the Peps, we have the Jose Mourinho's, we have the Luis Enriquez from the backs, but then we also have going to the 06s where Ronaldinho made a name for us as well. Rafa Marquez, all these guys, and you guys brought in El Galacticos
Yes, guys.
and didn't bring any Champions Leagues around that time. when you had all those players. Obviously, it was just one Galactico Zidane. That's that one Champions League trophy you guys brought. But when you guys brought in so many Beckham, Ronaldo, Robinho, so many names, and you guys couldn't provide a Champions League then, and only one man was able to put 3 goals or 2 goals in the Santiago Bernabeu and got a standing ovation. I mean, that right there, bringing in more of the whole team together, that's what they want, is just generations, create generations of moments that help the team build from that.
Are you
from that
telling
stand.
me, as a Barca fan, you guys love the progress and the development of players more than the titles that are basically champions?
Well, the development brings the titles. The development brings the titles.
Exactly.
And that what proves my points.
On it. What?
What he just said.
The development proves it. But you guys don't develop players
Here-
like that.
This again. You guys have developed a lot of great players and had a lot of amazing players. You guys had Cruyff, Maradona, R9, Dino, Eto'o, Messi. I can name more players in Champions League. That's literally what I can do. But I can name a good squad in Madrid, and we have 15 Champions League and more in a row Champions League titles from the start of this competition, Champions League. But if we go into the league and all that, again, at the end of the day, I think we're still up one from being that type of team because we're considered the best in Europe as well.
Can I ask you a genuine question?
Go ahead.
All right, so the most recent three-peat you guys had, right? Did you watch those Champions League?
Yes.
Like the games, you
Yeah.
know? Okay, do you remember the Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid when Ronaldo is offsides by literally 4 players? Marcelo passed him out, score. Okay, that's when I think they were up on you guys. You guys score. Casemiro's on a yellow card, is committing bloody murder, stopping, just sweeping players off for this gets one yellow card, never gets called, just gets fouled. Should have had multiple red cards. You guys are big on cards and stuff like that, by the way. Fast forward, Juventus versus Madrid, right? Cuadrado has a little moment, the ball goes out, he goes on the wing. He pushes Sergio Ramos flops. Because you guys are also, did you guys know, you guys have some of the best divers, actually? You guys have developed some of the best divers in the world. We'll get into that, too. Olympic gold medalists, possibly. But they played the wrong sport for you guys.
At least they're still gold medalists.
But let me ask you.
I want to go. I want to know where you're going with this.
But if you saw the Cuadrado pushes it, he gets a red card,
Sure.
right? Again, Juventus versus Real Madrid. You guys are gonna lose, right? Cristiano gets the weirdest penalty. I guess there's Buffon goes at the goal. He gets a red card. There's so much controversy that and I'm not saying Barcelona doesn't get it, right? Everybody likes to talk about Chelsea versus Barca, right? Even though in the first leg of that one, Chelsea got away with a lot of bloody murder, but we won't talk about that either. But all I'm saying is if you're watching these games, there's no way as a fan how can you not call out dude, this is ridiculous.
So let me get it straight. Are you saying it's like a cheating thing or what?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And there was a whole scandal that Barcelona.
Hold
There
on.
was this
Let
whole
me
scandal.
let me stick to that one that you're at. Well, let me ask.
Okay,
let me go
go,
back because you stick. Let me go to the Juve thing.
Okay,
right?
the Juve.
One of my brothers is a coach, and he's been coaching for 15 years now. And I've gone to a lot of his games, and he said it to me perfectly. He's a Barca fan, but we're talking about the game, right? And he said you can't always rely on the ref.
100%. But the ref can ruin your game.
Hold on.
You're contradicting.
Hold on.
So you can't rely on the ref. If let's say the opposite happened, right? From Juve, whatever. Let's say the opposite happened. At the end of the day, it's 1-on-1 in that penalty. If he blocks it, what happens?
But Buffon got
Hold
red
on,
card.
hold on.
No, but the goal.
Wait, still a goal in there. Hold on. I'm just talking about the soccer moment in terms, right?
Correct.
Take away everything we just talked about. I'm not even disagreeing with you.
Correct.
You gotta hear what I just said. I'm not disagreeing with what you just said.
Okay.
But when you're in a moment of something, right? If something happened that you don't like, they do like, whatever the case may be, you're in a penalty, right? It's 50-50. Hold on. What will happen if he missed it? They would have lost, right?
They would have lost, correct.
None of this would have mattered. It's only until he makes it. So what my point here is, like my brother has said it behalf, is that you can't always rely on the refs, and even if you feel it goes to one heavier side, at the end of the day, if someone doesn't make the shot, that whole thing actually goes out the window and it says, well, he sucks, he's washed up, he didn't make it, good for the goalie that came in out of nowhere from the red. The whole trajectory of the dialogue, it just switches over and that forgets about it because of your liking, of you're like, okay, cool, yeah, but no, this happened. It's like, but at the end of the day, the actual human interaction in the sport happens, meaning he's gonna take the shot. And we've seen Ronaldo miss. We've seen that goalie, I think it was Szczesny who came in. We've seen him block penalties.
Correct.
So my point here is that when you're in the moment, given to you or not, however you guys want to see from that view, that person still has to take it.
Fair. But can we not say it's easier to score a penalty than it is to block a penalty?
It's 50.
Is that-
50-50.
Right, you
Yeah,
can
it's
see.
50-50.
At least he can agree with that.
No,
The only thing
the
I'm saying-
outcome is 50-50.
That's what my point was.
But, no,
Yeah.
but I'm saying what's harder to do, to score or to block?
I think no, but I think also it's just how are you feeling about situations like that when you know it's not a penalty?
Yeah.
And
Again,
that's
that's again my point here is that I'm going off the human aspect of what is about to happen, because again I can agree with you on the things like, hey, that looks like it's on our side, that looks like it's heavier, but at the end of the day, like, I gotta look at this guy and be like, motherfucker, you gotta make it or not. And he's missed. Has he not missed in the world? Hold on, he has missed
Rarely.
in a World Cup where they couldn't advance. He has missed in a Euro Cup that they probably wouldn't advance. But people be like, no, they gave it to him. Again, at the end of the day, that I look at the sport now, that human interaction has to happen. However
I know
you
what
got
you're
there.
saying. There's a cause
That's
and
how I
effect.
look at it.
What you're saying is
But
cause
that's
and
how I
effect,
look at
and
it.
then I hear you. I just think like
Because again, let's say all these things happen and Madrid never executed those things. These conversations wouldn't go that way.
Sure.
So that's what. So
But
well, my thing is like, I can look back and be like, hey, this whole, I don't even know what they called it, this whole thing about Barca paying refs. I can lean onto that like I do my brothers. Hey, you guys been paying him since
which, by the way,
2001.
gotta prove that it was. It
See,
already got.
but there was a allegation of
Allegation,
that,
correct.
right? But at the end of the day, what I tell my brothers and everyone else is like, the player still had to score a goal, even if it was pushed
Sure.
on, right? But we can say
but
like,
we're
let's say,
saying we're saying you shouldn't get that opportunity to score.
Correct. And I'd be ashamed.
but that's the
though,
same
winning
with that.
three Champions League, all these Champions Leagues in a row, and you're like, if your argument goes back to a soiled product. So quick analogy. If somebody steals, right, and they stole, but you're saying, hey, if we would have caught them before they stole the money, right, like. These people, well, regardless, like, they weren't caught, so now they're rich. What the heck? Like, they still committed a crime. Like, what are we saying? Like, you guys should not be getting these penalties. It makes no sense that, like, what you're saying about, like, okay, even they still have to score the penalties. Like, you guys should not be awarded that.
Yeah,
penalty
because
to
the
begin with.
question then
And
comes.
we know the probability of Cristiano being one of the greatest, but getting flowers. I'm acknowledging that as a Barca fan.
But-
Cristiano's a great penalty taker, great player. Like, he's gonna more likely than not make the goal, right?
But again, I'm not discrediting what you're saying right now and how you feel about it. The thing is, the 50-50 side, the other side is, if he would have missed, this wouldn't be a conversation then. You wouldn't be like, no, hold on, yeah, he missed, but still, this. No, hold on. You would be happy because they wouldn't advance. Would you be
There
more?
was a few times where you got lost,
I kid
that
you
you
not.
should
Hold
still
on.
not
I
lost.
see the way you guys are talking, the Barca fans. I kid you not. If they didn't advance from these calls, you guys would feel a lot better about those things.
Well, you guys lost to Chelsea in 2020,
Meaning-
right? And leading up to that, there was like some controversy to that. Regardless of you guys losing, there's so much controversy with you. That's what I'm saying. See or no?
Yeah, but alone, there's always going to be controversy in this sport.
No, for sure.
Even with VAR.
In all sports.
Right? Even with VAR.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's my thing. I'm going to go directly to the actual human action now, because it's like at the end of the day, like, there's two people in front of each other. It's a penalty kick. Again, you said it. We can agree it's 50-50. Now again,
It's
I don't want to go in
but
circles about it.
statistically,
I don't want to go in circles about it. But yes, I understand what you're saying about how you, as the rival team, feels about something. Same if I finally heard about this case. Okay, is it true? Because then I start speculating also. Oh, that's how they want here. But it's like, at the end of the day, they played another team that could have stopped that. But yes, there was advancements that we believe that happened. But that's the thing. As a Madrid fan, me personally, I don't get caught up too much because, again, we still have more bigger titles than you guys.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That whole the whole conversation of you, we can have a discussion about this, that, about Barca and Madrid, but you always bring up the Champions League stuff. Like, you guys have to like learn to just stop using that as your excuse every single time for Champions League, because when I talk about just Barca Madrid, we're just as good for just being domestically better teams. Like the last 2 seasons already, we were better than you guys. Last season and then this upcoming season, we're doing just as good. So
you're not ever gonna take in consideration of Champions League unless you guys win.
No, but we can't.
Hold on. If you guys win this season, we're still like. But no, just don't do Champions League then.
But wait. If we win La Liga, we're better than you guys, right? In La Liga.
From your perspective,
No. In La Liga, we're better than you, right?
when you win league,
Okay, correct.
that season,
Yeah, for that season,
the
correct.
title shows that you won was
Correct.
the better team.
So
But
Yeah.
but do you,
And
but do
we'll
you
fact-
contradict?
we'll
Hold on,
fact
do you
check.
contradict if I tell you, oh, the better team didn't win league, and then
But
you
I
would
think
say,
you know what? In La Liga, it's different.
oh my days, it's the same damn sport, bro.
It's not.
but if you, because that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys are the best team in the world, you guys shouldn't be having playoff situation games. You guys shouldn't be not advancing to the next round, or you guys should be
But
be
you're
winning games
granting-
in such.
You're already granting what I'm saying. That meaning you get the excuse for not. You're pretty much saying that we're still a better team then because of what we're saying and how us Madrid fans see it. Meaning, technically, you're not the better team then because you can get away with losing. You can get away with developing players. But the moment we say titles, Champions League, it's like, no, wait, hold on. We gotta cut it here.
Just
We want
not
league.
titles. No, we're
You guys
not
can
worried
have
about
Champions
Champions
League.
League,
Let's just stick to this point.
But real quickly, it's harder for a worse team to win a league because there's multiple games being played throughout the
Are you
season. And win, tie, and lose, that changes the trajectory of it. A tournament is one game knockout.
What is it called? It's called Champions League. Yes, there's a playoff, but it's Champions League. It's still a league too.
But it's a different format. And look, now that it's changed, you guys are in the playoff spot. You guys might not even go to the next round.
They already made it to the next
I
round.
mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. Prior to this. No, you're right.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
almost did. No.
No.
As of last week.
I don't have to say anything. I don't have
No,
to say
no,
anything.
but-
Last week, you guys almost. If you guys would have lost to Benfica, you would have not made it through. Correct.
What
Which you
if?
guys did lose.
Could have, would have,
Ironically-
should have.
Correct. All right. Fair.
That's my point of these conversations with Barca Madrid fans.
No, but we're just as high as the level of popularity around the world for being one of the best teams in the world. We'll still,
Yeah,
you guys will.
I didn't say you're not. I just said you're not over us. You just said it. You're one of. Who is the other one? And we consider ourselves over you guys.
So then, why are you guys not making it through the round of 16? If
It's
you
like-
guys are the best
again,
team in the world, why are you guys not making? Why you
that's-
guys are not consistent? Why aren't you guys ahead of us in La Liga right now?
That's-
Why aren't you guys
that's
ahead
why-
of us? Or why aren't you guys? Why are we caught up with you in La Liga titles, Copa del Rey titles, all that stuff? Yeah, you can say that whole Champions League stuff, but guess what? You barely made it to round of 16 this season. If you guys hold that title of being the best team in the world, you should be easily. Oh, you guys are always should be the number one team to be winning the Champions League title every single season, and obviously making it through the round of 16 every single time. And you guys barely made it this time, and almost last year as well. So where's that conversation to just between Barcelona and Madrid really end? Because you can't really say that, okay, we have better Champions Leagues than all that stuff. Like, bro, we caught up with you.
How do you measure the best in anything? Titles or performance?
Titles, generational
or progression or development.
So if you've won one title heavily, but all the other titles we're caught up with, like you said, as of total of, then you're not the best club in the world, per your standards. You're saying you're dominating one trophy. Yes, you've dominated the Champions League, but all the other trophies, we're just as high up there as.
I honestly, we could double check. I honestly think you guys have more Copa del Rey's at least. That's it.
I think we definitely.
We have more
One
Copa del
was
Rey's and
Super
La
Cup,
Liga. La
Spanish
Liga.
Cup.
I think La Liga. I think we're
We
just
also
neck and
have
neck in La
maybe
Liga
six
titles.
double-
If anything, I think again, you guys double check. I want to say we have like 8 or maybe 10 more than you guys in league.
We're
Yeah,
neck
double
and
check.
neck. We're neck and neck on that.
I don't know if we're 1 away. We're not 5 away.
I could tell you this: prior to Messi joining Barca, and this is what I want to talk about too. The head-to-head matchups, you guys were significantly ahead of us.
Yeah, which is
There's a
again,
difference.
which is
But now,
which I'm not even disagreeing with you again. The whole thing of my view of these two teams is that Barca is a good team, but I don't consider them ever over Madrid because as a whole of what I've seen in history, you can come up for 10 seasons beating us in a row, but in the following 11, 12, 13, if you guys don't even get champions or even more than this or that, and this team has won, is that we're ahead of you by even giving you 10 years in advance. That's why I brought up the whole 30-year drought that most Barca fans don't even know about, that my brother, a Barca fan, brought up to me and even opened up more of my eyes, like saying, well, if that's the case, we literally said, fuck soccer, we'll give it to the world to see what you guys can do. So it's like, okay, let's do the league. We don't want to win league. Let's see what you guys can do. If you guys are catching up, great. Now surpass us in miles, in more. But you're literally saying neck to neck that you're not even there yet. You're not even passing us. Like the fact that we can still pass.
We're first right now in La Liga right now. What are we talking about?
That's fine. It's like me saying that.
But that's a dumb one, because if you guys, like, that's the main sport you guys are focused on. You guys are just saying, forget it. We'll just let you guys catch up, and we'll just sit here and just act like we're the best team in the world. If you do that, the whole world's gonna catch up, and now you're gonna lose that status of best team in the world. But that's what I'm saying. You can't just sit there and just being like, okay, catch up. We got 15 right here, or something like that. I'm like, okay, bro. Like, someone's gonna catch up eventually. Milan's gonna catch up. Liverpool's gonna catch up. We're gonna catch up. Like, it's not going to be, you guys are not, if you guys stick to what you guys are doing right now and switching out, we're going to fall.
Yep.
All that stuff is going to,
you guys happened in the past 12 years.
So if by your standards, if that's the hill you want to
I mean, you let it happen in La Liga and Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
So now if you let it happen in Champions League, which you guys are technically doing, we're going to catch up eventually.
Or someone you will.
You'll see that probably when we're in our 60s and we're at a cafe just talking about it, and we're looking at the TV and like, hey, look, we caught up. I'm just speaking theoretically right now, but that's how you let it happen with just between Barca and Madrid. If you let that happen with Europe, let me talk. Wait. If you let that happen with Europe now, you're gonna let the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds, the Milan, the PSGs, all them catch up. I don't know about PSG, but with the ones that are already close enough, Milan, Liverpool, Barca,
you could catch up.
all of us can catch up if you just say the same thing based on just like, hey, we don't care about the sport no more. Let's see if you guys can catch up. We'll catch up eventually, but you can't just sit there and act like with your legs crossed like they won't catch up. We'll catch up. Barca caught up with La Liga and Copa del Rey, so why are you saying that the rest of Europe can't catch up?
Because again, we're going to different spots. We're going to speak on La Liga and Champions and the rest of Europe. So when I speak on Madrid, the majority of the world believes that they're the biggest club in the world because it's all of the world in Europe. So when we go into details, again, I'm not a type of person that says,
keep going. Oh, I got cut. No, keep going.
Going to what you said in our 60s is that if that happens, I can acknowledge that it's happened, that it has caught up from Champions to this to that.
Yeah.
But we all know that these clubs are started in the 1800s probably, right?
Yeah. I don't even count those Champions League sometimes.
What? You don't count? See, that even further explains to me how Barca fans think.
No,
you're like, we don't count that. That doesn't make sense to me. Hold on. That's like saying when I'm 60. That's like saying when I'm 60, I'm like, nah, we don't count the future. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm the type of person, if it gets to when I'm 60, and you guys have 10 or 12, and we're only at 18, I'll be like, Barca has done something to get close by the time I get 60. But this is why, again, you guys are missing my other main point, is that in the 30 years of the drought, not one team.
That's just because you're only focusing on champions.
Bro. No, that's the analogy here. I'm gonna go into the La Liga, and if you say we're catching up, great. But if you're talking about the future, now you're saying like, oh, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna say it's not gonna happen for you as a whole. You guys can be neck to neck or even tied to us in 10 years for La Ligas.
Because we caught up.
Super Cup and Spanish Cup, right? You guys can be literally tied up. But then what further tells you that you're the best team in the world? And if that moment happens and you don't have la sexta, does that make you guys better than us still?
If you haven't done it, then yeah.
I think it shows that we're more dominant when we've been at our highest. Yeah.
You created a whole generation of tiki-taka. Like, what do you guys create? Galacticos? That failed completely.
it literally has titles. in our-
Champions League titles.
Champions League
Title.
title. Go ahead, bro.
Asterisk. 1.
Like you
It's
make
like
it,
point one.
you're making it sound like champions is like until
No.
you guys win it.
No,
Again, so that's what I'm
no,
saying.
not at all,
If-
not at all,
So
not
if
at
you
all.
get hold on, so correct me,
you're
correct me
making
if I,
it-
hold on, correct me if I'm wrong. I just gave you the whole league. We're tied everything, whatever year this is. If we're 60 or whatever, and let's say we have 18 about that time. Again, we won 18, so we have 15, so we won more. Is what I'm saying. And whatever year we're all in, you guys catch up in Champions League at 18 and 18. You're gonna sit there and tell me, no, Champions League, whatever, guys. Like,
No, that's not.
no, that's my point. You're gonna be like, no, now we have Champions League. We
Congratulations
thought up
that
to
you
you guys.
guys are-
You guys are trash.
Congratulations.
But hold on. But like I said, but when it's convenient for you, we're gonna be like, yeah, let's hug Champions League now because we have the same amount of you guys.
Congratulations that you are all the Champions League like dons and kings or whatever you want to call it. But we're saying in everything else, when you take everything into account right now, I'm sorry, especially for the last 15 years, I think besides the champions, bro.
We have more Euro Cups than you guys.
You have more champions.
Hold on, Euro Cups. We actually have Euro Cups.
I think
That's how sad that is, bro. You guys were at a Euro Cup recently.
I think as Barca is,
That was bro. We were honestly that was our transition phase into Messi, and we still almost went to the finals.
See, you're literally telling me almost matters. We
No,
almost got it.
That's not what we're saying. I'm just giving you fact. Like there's
So
you need
what?
context, right? You need context. There's context to everything.
What?
Right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's context to who our players were, like who we had. Dude, that was during our drought.
Say that again.
That was during our drought. Yes, sure. During the Champions League, again, Champions League always. There was 40 plus years with no other club. Okay, bro. Okay, we should move on. Because we're looping. I wanted to have, you know what? I wanted to have a Messi versus Cristiano conversation, but I actually don't think that's much of a conversation. Messi won the World Cup, and
oh, we could talk about that.
he wanted to talk about that, but
We can.
I don't think.
I'm not discrediting the World Cup.
I think based off of your Madrid conversation, Messi
my-
has way more trophies. He has more individual
This
accolades.
is my point here. You're proving my point.
Yeah, maybe your Champions League Madrid point, yes, but
No,
that's
in general, like you're proving a point. Like
So is Messi better than
This is
Ronaldo?
This is why I have these conversations back.
Conversation's done now.
because either it's the way you guys want to see it, or is it the way this side wants to see it?
No,
Yeah, because
not at
if you
all.
want to go that route, like I wouldn't even. This is how I have the conversations with my wife. If I don't even say Messi or Ronaldo, I give you two players, those accolades. What defines to you the best player in the world? What is it? Again, accolades, the performance that match the accolades, or the performance alone, someone that makes you feel different about the sport. What makes you guys?
What can it be
feel?
all of the above? All of
Well,
the
that's what I'm just asking. I'm trying to get. You
all of the
understand?
above.
So you're talking about all of the above.
Everything that comes.
But then it gets to another point of a level of saying like, oh no, well this one outweighs this one, right? Because this and this and this, right?
I think first of all, like what Messi has done individually, it triumphs, and Cristiano's a great. I hate this debate because Cristiano is a phenomenal player, top 5 best players of all time, but he's not better than
But
Messi.
I'm not-
Individually, maybe goals, Cristiano has it, but everything on assists, on trophies, on man of the matches, on head-to-head games, Messi has more wins against Cristiano. He's done more against Cristiano when they played against each other. So their performances matter more.
But again, my point goes to everything you mentioned as accolades has been obviously favored into what your favorite player is.
I don't think so. Messi's not my favorite player.
Hold on. Or in general, that conversation of the debate, because again, yes, I'm a diehard fan. Yes, I do believe that he is better, but I also have to tell myself that wait, there's gonna be people that break records. There's gonna be people that do this. There's gonna be people that do that. At the end of the day, these two players, the thing that comes to the top of my head, one player has done something that no one has ever done. The other player has done something that no one, in my opinion, will ever get close to doing. Well, actually, both probably. In me, at least in my lifetime. You want to speak on Ballon d'Ors? Great, he has the most. There's opinions about certain ones. Going back to
Same with Cristiano.
Hold on. Going back to your Madrid referee stuff. that would be me going to certain times that Messi has won Ballon d'Ors. Those are my opinions that we see it. But at the end of the day, he got the Ballon d'Or.
Cristiano had some.
So to my thing, when I look at Ronaldo, the fact that this player in the history of the sport, not even Pele or Maradona or Messi, has ever won every single individual title trophy in one season. Now, one has came close to that. In 2008, when he was at Man U, he won everything, individual titles. And to me, when I speak on the greats, again, Messi has 8. That would go what to you guys said about, but well, hold on, but we caught up to this, and let's put that analogy to Messi and be like, Messi, why didn't you win every single title there is to mankind as an individual?
What's he missing? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Every single title that is
in one season. You're saying
he's
in one
never
season.
won a Puskas
So
award.
although he's
Has he
won,
ever won a Puskas award?
I'm not
No,
sure.
he hasn't.
We can look it up.
He hasn't.
We'll fact check. We'll fact check all
He's
this.
never won a Puskas award. You guys would know
What Ronaldo was the Puskas award that he won?
against Porto in Champions League from half court.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
He literally started the Puskas award
Yeah.
because of that goal.
Okay.
And I
But
kid you not.
Puskas
Hold
just
on.
the best goal. That
No.
doesn't-
But again, what I'm talking about, see how you guys are. It's like if Puskas just loses. Champions is just champions until we
No,
win it.
it's not. I'm
Until
not saying
Messi
that.
wins the Puskas, you're gonna be like, no, this guy has it.
No
so again,
way.
at least I'm able to
Oh
understand
my
that you have
gosh.
8 Ballon d'Ors, right? Again, there's my opinions on a few of them.
Right.
But the fact that I can look at a player and see that this player has done one thing in one season that no other player has even caught up or even got close to. No, I don't know if it will ever happen. You're talking about this guy won everything across the board that has to be won as an individual. So that's where I get to my point. Again, if you want to go to this debate, I always tell my brothers, that's my preference now, and I still believe that. But at the end of the day, I think these two guys are literally the same person.
I don't.
I kind of, because okay, since we're not talking about Barca Madrid, I think me and him can be on the very mutual side on this one, because I can say, like, yeah, Messi has 8 Ballon d'Ors, but Ronaldo was able to win Champions League with Madrid and Man United.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's able to do that. That's where I'm looking at him like, okay, Ronaldo can do it in every different teams. He can win Champions League with different teams. He can do it in a different league, all that stuff. The only thing that he's struggling with right now is letting go of the football now at 41 years old, because he's not going to be able to win Saudi Arabia League, but Messi was able to take a last place team and win MLS. He basically won America Soccer already. He's already beat America Soccer, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Ronaldo has been able to win Champions League with Man United and Madrid, so it's kind of like, yes, these guys are the same players. It's just different times. Yeah, preferences in different times. I don't even think it's preference. I think it's just
Preference,
like, yeah, style.
And again, honestly, because
Messi's
they both play different
autistic.
positions.
Messi is just like, he's the person you want to want kids to look at, because he had such a humbling story going up till now, and he doesn't live in the media where like something's controversy. Yeah, he's having a humbling story, but now he has controversy with this, that. Sometimes, he says what he wants, and Messi says what he wants, but not in a way that Ronaldo does it, if that makes sense.
Messi gets a little controversial when he starts choking people and stuff. He gets mad, and that's.
Yeah,
we talk about it. We talk about
Yeah,
this.
that one.
Exactly, that's my point.
Let me just wait. Listen, we should wrap up. I just want to say this. If your thing is Puskas is literally just the most beautiful aesthetic goal of the calendar year. So because Messi didn't win the Puskas award.
But that's not the case,
No,
though.
I know.
But
What he's saying is he won everything in one year. Messi has won everything throughout his career.
So has Ronaldo. And so the
Correct,
fact that he doesn't have,
but
again,
Messi
but
has
we
done
can
it
keep going off, right? Because
Messi has done it
I
more.
could easily go to like, well, here's the case. We can go into details. They don't play. Ronaldo doesn't play Copa America. Messi doesn't play Europe. So it's like.
However, that's the thing. Like, and even though he's lost almost every single final he went in that Copa America he competed in, he still made it 2 finals. Like at least 4 finals in a row and lost.
Finals too.
And 2 World Cup finals. I think Ronaldo only made one
and
final, and that was the Euro. And that was the Euro
And that was
final
the Euro.
that he
He
won,
actually, you know,
and that he
never
won.
scored
But further-
out of the group stage
Sure.
in the World Cup. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Never
that's
scored.
fine. But what I'm saying to you again,
I don't think
these back and forth. Yeah, no, see, but that's my point again. I'm not even like saying anything back to you. No. I'm saying to you, like, there's there's holes and other dots that this guy doesn't have that and this guy doesn't have this or he has that. So what I'm saying to you, I got to a point that Ronaldo's my guy. He's my preference. This is what I believe in. This is what I've seen him growing up to do. I seen the other guy do something, but I also seen this other guy quit on his national team. I've never seen this guy. So when I ask about like, does certain players make you feel something, or is it the best performance? This guy made me feel something at least, and seeing like the perform what he does and how he doesn't give up. That's how I was able to gravitate towards this guy. This other guy was short as my height that has magic, but I still make fun of my brothers. Like how they probably injected that shit to his legs to be the greatest. Like who knows, right? That's just a fucking conspiracy theory at my point.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is like we're always gonna go to back and forth and this and that because again. Why hasn't Messi ever thought of just playing in Premier League or when
He tried to. There was the offers.
but
where
even
Barca.
even the other things that this fans don't talk about. Again, he has 8, but there's also again this is why I don't fully go on and say I like lean heavily because it actually translate to these two players. There's been a drought where Messi's never won champions since 2015. And now you're gonna credit.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Hold on, that's why I made that. It was the last time.
Oh, God.
But then you're gonna credit that he won 1 MLS Cup.
No, we're not just crediting.
But-
He won
but to
multiple.
me- but to
he
me-
won multiple titles
but-
after that Champions League. He won multiple things like individual accolades. He won the World Cup. He won 2 Copa Americas. Like he didn't just.
Yeah, again.
He didn't do nothing in between
But
that
again,
time.
one more time. My point here is that we're going back and forth of our guy and certain things that he didn't get.
But
Again, I can still always go and say 2008.
Well, let's wrap this up here. I put a prompt into ChatGPT. Right?
ChatGPT.
I said,
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
hello ChatGPT, please tell me, and I was kind, just in case robots take over. Hello ChatGPT, please tell me who the better player is between Messi and Ronaldo. Please reference everything related to stats, individual accolades, team accolades, head-to-head matchups. Please be concise. Please be concise. Present facts and avoid opinions. Right? Here's a fact-based, concise comparison between Messi and Ronaldo.
Just get to
Right.
the bottom line. Yeah, just get to the bottom line of it.
I get what you asked.
Yeah.
Who's better?
Who's better?
The
Like, what is-
summary is that Messi leads in total assists and playmaking involvement, individual major awards, Ballon d'Or and Golden Shoes, total career trophies and international titles, including the World Cup, head-to-head wins, and direct contributions versus Ronaldo. Ronaldo leads in total career goals, higher raw total score, Champions League scoring records, success across multiple leagues at club level.
I don't know, what was the answer that you were
Yeah, what was the answer?
I mean, I think. So I'm gonna tell it. All right, pick one player.
That's it. It's gonna pick.
So
I think it's gonna say whoever your preference is. I think I asked that question before to ChatGPT.
all right. So pick one player as the best. Overall career, based on career, it has to be Messi. Why? Facts only. 8 Ballon d'Ors, the most in history. 8 European Golden Shoes. 2 FIFA World Cup Golden Balls. 2022 FIFA World Cup winner. Multiple Copa America titles. More total major trophies than Ronaldo. More career assists. Higher overall goal involvement per game. That's huge. Stronger head-to-head record versus Ronaldo. So head-to-head matches, he's done more. Cristiano only leads in total career goals, UEFA Champions League goals, and league titles across England, Spain, and Italy.
I didn't get the answer. What was the answer?
It said Messi. It said
Messi,
best
Messi
overall
is
based
the
on career.
overall.
Sure.
That's
I'm not gonna go based off the robot thing, but like,
computer, but just statistically, what it said, the trophies.
Like, let me ask you guys an honest question if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
You guys don't genuinely believe that they're neck to neck or almost even.
I think they were. I think they really were.
there was
Well,
a time when they
I
were
think,
making
and I like, bro, I'm a Man U fan. I love Cristiano.
Sure, no, that's fine. But I guess I just want again. I'm trying to get your worldview on it.
Correct.
And if that's how you see it, again,
I
I'm
think
not.
they were. I think for a long time. In Madrid, Barca, that was probably the best El Clásicos, right? Like, that was magic, right? And when those two played, but when they played those games,
Okay,
ironically, Messi did more.
So last question. This is kind of an impossible one, right?
Okay.
If he actually wins with Portugal in the World Cup, does that make it even or does that make him
No,
better?
that makes him the second best player of all time.
Got it.
Because he's not even number 2 right now, respectfully.
Neither is Messi.
No, Messi, you're right.
I
He's
was
number
about to
one.
say, no, but you're talking about just overall, like in the world,
well,
like in
obviously your
time,
top five. When
in
you talk
in
about the
time.
top five,
Yeah.
and if, let's say he win, let's just say
You're
let's
Mount
just say
Rushmore.
the top five. If Ronaldo wins, let's just say
He'll be top. He'll be the second best player officially of all time,
next to under Pelé,
under Messi.
then you really
Messi
believe
number
like,
one,
all right,
better than Pelé and
you
Maradona.
think again? This is what I'm
Yes.
getting at. So
Yes.
3 World Cups don't matter.
It does
If
matter.
Eight Ballon d'Ors in his career overrides a 3 World Cup. That I don't know if anyone would ever do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Was Pele able to score 91 goals in the calendar
Did
year?
he play in Europe and play
Again,
some of the
but
best
that,
players of all
we're gonna
time,
keep
where
going on because
athletically they're
we
like
go
in
to
their
what
primes of
outweighs
science
certain
and-
things. Again, I did my whole one season right of 08. So now you're saying when people, Messi fans say, well, 8 Ballon d'Ors and the World Cup, which is majority of the argument, right? They say just end it. He has a World
No,
Cup. Okay.
I say everything
so then
on the assists.
why doesn't he have
Messi on
3?
goals is right there on.
Why doesn't he have 3 World
Messi,
Cups?
Just so you know, Messi's
You're
right
like, oh,
there.
he made it to 1.
Messi
One.
is right there with Messi. Messi has the ability. He could pass Ronaldo on most goals. And what happens then? Where do you stand on then? Once he doesn't have all the goals.
I don't think it will happen, but we'll see.
You're right, but it could.
That's the same thing as like who's gonna get the 3rd World Cup. I don't think anyone will. That's why I will never take down Pelé. I will never put, even if Ronaldo wins it, I still won't even put him over Pelé. Even if he passes the official goal records, because he said, oh, it's on video, right? Apparently Pelé does have more than him, which is 1,200.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, all right, dude.
doesn't have
If you have it on official videos, great. I can see them, but you're not gonna get 3 World Cups.
There's only one player I
Like
think.
there's a reason why Pelé was soccer. There's because of the 3rd World Cup, and now you're discrediting it because like,
No.
oh, this guy has 8 Ballon d'Ors and this.
discrediting him. Not
Now we're gonna
discrediting him.
surpass his 3 World Cups.
There's just more that got done in the career, not just internationally. That Messi.
But again, what I lead to is my points that at saying that we're picking and choosing what outweighs certain titles, leagues, whatnot. So again, I'll never change Pelé. He's the only person in the world that's won 3 World Cups. Ronaldo's the only person to do what I said in one season. Messi's the only one right now to have 8 Ballon d'Ors. So these 3 guys are best at what they've done. But not
Maradona has
one
or two.
One.
Maradona
World Cup.
has one.
One,
Right.
yeah.
But I'm saying these 3 players have done something so far, or in general, that another other player has done. So that's my whole point of these arguments. It's like, okay, what do you look at? What are you
So
trying to
when you
outweigh
say
something?
those 3 players, who are you putting at number 1?
I say Pelé.
And two.
I say my guy.
Mm-mm.
Your guy.
Sheesh. All right. Well,
I think.
Actually, no. Let me redo that. Sorry. I'm glad you said it. I'm gonna be real with you guys, and it's gonna be on here. Even if Ronaldo wins it, he's still my guy. And the way I told this about my brothers before even Messi won the World Cup, I told him at the end of the day, you're gonna have Pelé and Messi and Ronaldo with the dash, 1, 2, or 3,
The
whatever.
asterisk.
They're not gonna be one. In my opinion, that's how I'm gonna see it. Meaning, I'm already granting you that he's not better or less than Ronaldo, because at the end of the day, this conversation will always have them 2 in it.
Yeah.
Pelé was always by himself at 3 World Cups until Maradona came along. Only still had 1, but at the end of the day, Pelé is still better than Maradona
yeah.
for most people. So that's what I'm saying. When it gets to a certain point, there's gonna be records breaking in the future when we get to 60 and da da da. So
Yeah. Well, Lamine. I mean.
That
Lamine-
one. That analogy will only work if Ronaldo wins the World Cup.
that's
Because,
my.
right. But until then, it's gonna be.
Even if he doesn't, that's for me.
Yeah. I mean, I get.
Again, 'cause
That's your opinion.
From
Yeah,
my-
that's your opinion. Yeah.
From my
your perspective.
my overlooking of things.
Yeah.
Each of those 3 players have done something that no other players have ever done. Win 3 World Cups,
yeah.
that one season that no other player has ever done, and 8 Ballon d'Ors. Because again, Messi won a World Cup. His country has won 2 before. Right? Now, here's the thing: if let's say again miraculously Ronaldo wins it, that's the first ever for Portugal, and he'll be credited like, oh, this and that, and because it's the first ever.
Well, that's if
that
he
would
plays.
outweigh certain things.
That's if he plays. 'Cause
Yeah.
Real quickly,
Right.
just to end on this, when Portugal won the Euros, Ronaldo wasn't on the pitch. Just so you know.
No, I saw the game.
I'm glad you did. Because you know what's funny?
Again.
A lot of
Again.
Ronaldo fans don't know that.
Again, that's like saying Copa America that Di Maria scored it, and they're like, oh no, but Messi was in the game or not.
Sure,
right?
sure.
See, again, we can go back and forth so much.
Sure.
At the end of the day, in my opinion,
Yeah.
certain things you guys are going to pick to outweigh certain things. So am I. So is this side. So that's why, genuinely, that's my guy. But if I had to put something in stone, even if he wins a World Cup,
Which he
This
hasn't, by the way, he hasn't.
I would have them two.
know if you guys
I will have them two together at the fucking hit, no matter what.
Fair. But since Messi has a World Cup, then he's at the head.
No,
'Cause
I just
Cristiano
told
does-
you.
Alright, bro.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Listen, regardless, check out ONN.
Yeah,
We had a great
it's all love here.
conversation.
It's always
All
love here.
Footy. We
Always.
love to have this. Hey, you got a Lamin shirt too, huh?
Yes,
He
I
does
need
have
that. I need
So
that.
look, it's not all hate. The man knows greatness. He understands,
yes.
right?
My rivals are paying me.
Hey. And with that, I mean, he had us on that. He had us in the first round with that. Not gonna lie, but.
I'm dead.
And I think with that, we're out.
Let's do it. We good. Thanks, guys.
That was fun, bro.